Master Basic Education for SUBEC in collaboration with UBEC. On this edition of the program, it's time for basic science and technology. And my name is Omobola Salami. Our today's topic is solar system. But before I go on, have you ever observed the weather before? Have you ever looked up in the morning? What do you see in the sky in the morning? What do you see in the sky in the morning? When you look up now, what can you see? Yes?
Sun.
You can see the sun, yes? What about in the night, in the evening? What have you ever seen in the sky before? Yes? Moon. How many of you have observed the moon before? Very good. Yes. What have you observed before in the sky? Moon. Have you also observed something like the stars?
Yes.
In the night, when there is no more sun. What gives us sun in the night? What gives us light in the night? Yes.
Sun and stars.
In the night, stars and what? Stars give us
and moon.
Stars and moon give us light in the night. What about in the day? Like we are now, what gives us light? Yes.
Sun.
The sun gives us light. Please give yourself a sound clap. That brings us to the topic today, solar system. Say it, everybody.
Solar system.
Say it again.
Solar system.
Whenever you hear the word solar, that refers to sunlight. It refers to what?
Sunlight.
Have you ever seen people charge their lamps with sun? They will say
Yes.
solar lamp,
Yes.
solar this, solar lights and stuff. So whenever you hear of solar, that means you are referring to what? Sun. So today we are talking about solar system. What is solar system? Solar system comprises. Okay, you won't tell me what it is. Okay, you try.
Solar system consists of the sun and everything that revolves around it.
Please give her a sound clap. Give me another definition of sunlight. Of solar system. Yes.
Solar system consists of the sun and everything that revolves around it.
Please give her a sound clap. So the solar system consists of the
Sun.
and every other object that orbits round about the sun. I will repeat that again. The solar system consists of the sun and every object that orbits round the sun. When we talk about orbit, that means you're talking about move round or travel round. For example, you have a ball here. So what is this? It's a ball globe. You have something moving around this thing. That means that thing is orbiting, that orbits, move about, or travels round. So the solar system consists of the sun and other objects that orbits around it. When I say around, that means I'm talking about the sun. So everybody, what is solar system?
Solar system consists of the sun and other objects that orbit around it.
Say it again.
Solar system consists of the sun and other objects that orbit around it.
So what are the other objects aside the sun? We all know that the solar system consists of the sun. What are the other things that are in the solar system? Now listen, what are the other things that are in the solar system? Number one, let's look at the objects. Objects in the solar system. Number one, we have the asteroids. Say it, everybody.
Asteroids.
Again.
Asteroids.
Number two, we have comets.
Comets.
Say it again.
Comets.
Number three, we have the sun itself. Is also part of the solar system. We have the planets. Say it, everybody.
Planets.
The planets and the satellites. Satellites. Say it, everybody.
Satellites.
Now, we have 5 objects in the solar system. The first one is what?
Asteroids.
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 A-S-T-R-E-O-I-D-S. Asteroids.
Asteroids.
Number 2, we have the comets.
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 We have the sun itself. You know, the sun is a major object there. So the sun.
Sun.
very hard objects. So asteroids consist of rocks and other hard objects. It's rocky and it also contains minerals. So asteroids consist of rocks and minerals. It's in the solar system. Then the second one we have the comets. Say it, everybody.
Comets.
Comets are also left over from the creation of the solar system. It is made up of dust, of rocks and ice. It is made up of what? Dust, rock and ice. The comets are made up of what, everybody?
Dust, rock, and ice.
Yes. A sound cloud. Then we have the sun itself. Before I talk about the sun, let me talk about the satellites. The satellites are moons that move around the planets. You will still understand it better now. The satellites are moon. You told me about the moon that you see in the night that give light to the heart in the night. There are also other moons. There are also other satellites in other planets. They are the ones that move around the planets. Is that clear, children? The Earth satellite is the moon. The Earth has only one satellite and it's called what? Moon. The Earth has how many satellites? One satellite is the moon. Then let's talk about the sun now. The sun is a major object in the solar system. In fact, everything in the solar system depends on the sun. They all depend on the sun to live. They all depend on the sun to survive, to be planets. It is the most massive. When I say massive, that means it's very, very big. The biggest. It's 100 times as big as the Earth. When you see the Earth, then you can see the sun is 100 times bigger than the Earth. And it is a very hot material in the solar system. It is still, how many degrees centigrade does it take the water to boil? Water boils at how many degrees centigrade? 100 degrees centigrade. See, sun is as hot as 15 million degrees centigrade. Can you imagine how hot it is? Astronomers are people that travel to the space. They say that when you throw an object into the sun melts the object. The object, either whatever form, either melters or iron or plastic, the object will melt because the sun is too hot. It's a very hot object. It's a very hot material in the solar system. So, aside that, do you know that without the sun, we will not be alive?
Yes. Yes.
Without the sun, plants cannot grow. Yes. Do you know that?
Yes.
Because without the sun gives energy to the plants, power to the plants to photosynthesize. What about photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which green chlorophyll is manufactured in plants. It's the one that gives the plant its green color. When there is no sun for the plant to work, then that means the plant will die off. That means the plant cannot survive without the sun. So when there is no sun, there is no plant. When there is no plant, what will the animals eat? Nothing. That means there will be no life without the sun. So the sun also gives us life. It's a very massive, a giant ball gas. It's a gas. It's made up of hydrogen and helium. It's made up of what?
Hydrogen and helium.
Let's look at it here. The sun is made up of what, everybody?
Hydrogen and helium.
And it is the biggest in the solar system. And I said it is very hot. Now let's go on. Now let's talk about the planets. The what?
Planets.
Planets, there are 8. There are major planets and there are dwarf planets. The major planets are 8. That's what you can see on my chart here. But we can put the planets grouped into 3. The planets are grouped into how many?
3.
Okay. The planets. The planet, we have major planets. Let's start with the 2 first. Then we have the dwarf planets. The dwarf planet is divided into 2. We have the terrestrial planets. I will still explain it. Terrestrial planets and what? Giant planets. Okay, let's go. So I'll group this planet bigger than the half. Let's start from the last four one. We have what? Let's mention the giants one is what?
Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
Let's mention them again.
Jupiter,
Saturn, yes. Uranus,
and Neptune.
Neptune. Thank you very much. Please give yourself a sound clap. Yes. So there are two types of planets. So we can describe them as three. We have major planets and dwarf planets. And I said the major planets is divided. There are two types of major planets. We have the terrestrial planet and what?
Giant planet.
Let's mention the terrestrial planets are the first four planets. They are called the inner planets. Let's mention their names are what?
Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars.
Then we have the giant planets. This one are the four outer planets. They are bigger than the Earth. Now let's mention that their names are what?
Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
Before I go on, you can derive a method to name these planets according to their distance. You know they are arranged according to their distance to the sun. Which one is the closest to the sun? Mercury is the closest planet to the sun, followed by Venus, followed by the Earth. As you see, it's just close on the diagram. It's very, very far. Millions of miles away from the sun. You can remember it, the distance to the sun, by using this formula. Very educated mother just served us noodles. Let's say it, everybody. My very educated
mother just served us noodles.
Let's say it again.
My very educated mother just served us noodles.
How will you put it down? This is what to do so that you can remember. You use the first letters of each word to get the names of the major planets. M will be for what? Mercury. V for
Venus.
E for
Earth.
and M for
Mars.
J for
Jupiter.
X for
Saturn.
U for
Uranus.
and N for
Neptune.
Neptune. Will you remember now, anytime you are asked to mention the first major planet? How many major planets do we have anyway?
8.
How many major planets do we have, children?
2.
Okay, you are saying this. The terrestrial and giant planets. How many are there? The terrestrial and giant planets are how many? 8 planets. Let's mention them. Mercury, Venus, Earth,
Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
How can you remember with the formula? I gave you the formula to remember.
My very educated mother just served us noodles.
A sound clap. Now let's go to the other form of planets. We have the dwarf planet. Say it, everybody.
Dwarf
When you
planet.
say something is dwarf, what does it mean? Yes. That is small, very small. When something is dwarf, it means it's small. Do you know why these ones are out? So many of you in the past, people used to say it's 9 planets.
Yes.
But now, scientists have discovered and be able to distinguish them into their type, like the dwarf planets. The dwarf planets are extremely small, that even the smallest, the powerful microscope was unable to discover them. In 1930, a planet was discovered, and the name of that planet is what?
Pluto.
Pluto was discovered in 1930. Then it was categorized among the major planets. But later scientists said, this one is too small. It does not meet the category or the characteristics of the major planets. So it was said to be a dwarf planet. It was discovered in 1930. In what year?
1930.
Until 2006. The now said no. Astronomers Association of the world scientists who are in charge of this came together and said no. Pluto cannot be a major planet. They now call it from 2016. It became a dwarf planet. There are other dwarf planets too. Another one is Eris. Say it, everybody.
Eris.
Then we have the Ceres. We have the Umia. And Make. Pluto was discovered in 1930. This one was discovered in 2006. This one was discovered in 2005, and this one was discovered in 2006. So we have these categories of planets as dwarf planets. Everybody, let's mention the dwarf planets that we have.
Pluto, Eris, Ceres, Umia, Make.
These are the ones that we call the dwarf
Planet.
And you know what? Scientists now said it is possible that we discover more dwarf planets. Other planets will soon be discovered in the nearest future, because this one are just newly discovered as well. So they are called the dwarf planet because they are very small. And viewing them with a telescope, even with the most powerful telescope, that's how you can view them. Now let's talk about these planets one after the other quickly. The first planet is what?
Mercury.
And I told you that Mercury is the smallest planet and is the closest to the Earth. To the Sun. It's the closest to the Sun. Then we have the Venus. Venus is the hottest planet. Can you see it is red?
Yes.
Extremely red because of its makeup, because of what is made up of, what the Mercury is made up of. It's a very hot planet. In the Mercury and in the Venus, no living thing can live there. No plants, no animals, no human being can live there. They can't survive it. Nobody can live in this extremely very hot place. There will be no life. So there is no living things here. Then the third one is what? Earth, our Earth that we have. Can you see? The Earth is the third to the Sun. And the Earth can inhabit living things. Why? Because it has oxygen around about it. It can sustain life. There is oxygen in them. Most of the planet does not have oxygen that you can use to breathe in and out. But this one has a moderate temperature that can make us live in there, unlike other planets. So the plant is inhabitable. We can live in the plant. Living things can be sustained there. Because it has sufficient gas for us to live. Plants can grow, animals can grow, we can get oxygen, carbon dioxide, all those things are in place for us to be able to breathe and live. Then we have the fourth planet is what?
Mars.
Mars is another planet. Mars is the fourth planet. It's also a terrestrial planet. Mars, scientists discovered that living things can live inside the Mars, but with the help of technology, with the help of equipment. That means that we have several equipment for us to live. For now, nothing lives there. But they said human beings can still live there with the help of equipment. It is scientifically developed. Living things can be there. Exactly. Unlike the Earth. We need equipment to live in the Earth. No, we don't need it. Then we have the fourth planet, the fifth planet. It's called the Jupiter. Say that, everybody.
Jupiter.
Jupiter is the biggest planet. Jupiter is the what? The biggest. It has 67 rings. You know the Earth has only one satellite, but Jupiter has 67 satellites that it uses. Life cannot be there. Living things cannot live there. Then we have this one is a what?
Saturn.
The sixth one is what?
Saturn.
Saturn, look at it. It has ring round about it. There can be no life. No life can live here too. It has ring over there. That's the makeup of the Saturn. Then we have the Uranus. Can you see it's a beautiful planet? Blue. It also has 27 satellites round about it, like the Earth. Then we have the last one, the Neptune. It's the coldest planet. Nothing can also live there. Now, that brings us to the end of today's lesson. If you have any question, you can please ask. Your questions, please. Yes.
But what about the planet rabbits?
They are very far away from you. They are far. I told you they are miles away. Miles, millions of miles away from the sun. You know we are in the earth, and yes, we are still very close. We are close. We are also in the solar system now. Do you know we live in the earth? This is where we live. Where do we live, everybody? Earth. So, does that answer your question? Thank you very much. Yes.
You said that nothing can move near the sun, but you are building a machine in the sun.
No machine can be made in the sun. I don't say that we can. Ask your question again. What you say? I said.
No, this sun. You said that nothing can go
Live in the sun, yes, because it's very hot.
Yes, but on television and news, I saw it that they are building one machine.
Inside the sun? No. Nobody can build machine inside the sun. The sun, I think that when you move close, people cannot even move close to the sun. Do you know that the names of the scientists that visit the space, this is the place we call the space. This place is called the what? Space. Scientists that live on Earth move out of the Earth and go into the space to find out all these things. They are called astronomers. Say it, everybody.
Astronomers.
Astronomers are scientists that visit the space and they visit the sky. When they are traveling, they wear what we call suits. What do you call that suit again? Somebody wants to tell me. Space suits. That space suit will cover their head to toe. And that space suit has oxygen in it that they can use to breathe. Because in the sky, in the space, there is no oxygen to breathe. That space suit has oxygen in it. They are covered completely. They go to the sky. And another thing about it is that there is weightlessness in the space. In the earth, there is a force of gravity that when you throw anything up, it comes down. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay? But in the space, when you throw anything up, it's out there. Astronomers will not get that. They'll be flying, floating in the place. Yes, you have a question, yes?
You said that Neptune is the coldest.
Yes.
But
Yes, I'm talking about the major planets. Pluto is also far away from the sun, and it's also a little cold. It's not too cold. Pluto is one of the hottest. In fact, it does not matter how distant they are from the sun. It is what is made up of them. What they are made up of, what they are consist of. That's what we tell what they can do. Look at Mercury is not the hottest planet. The next one to it, Venus, is the hottest. Yes, Mercury is the closest. It depends on the makeup of that thing. Okay? Thank you. Yes, question?
I said Mercury is small. There's a bunch of Mercury.
Mercury is a planet and is the smallest planet. Now let me give you an assignment. Your assignment is list the 8 major planets. Homework number 1. Number 2, list 3 dwarf planets. Thank you very much. Stop right there, everybody. Today's we have come to the conclusion of today's edition of the program, School on Air. Thank you. School on Air is a program sponsored by the State Universal Basic Education Board and UBEC. I'm Omobola Salami. I wish to see you next time. Thank you very much for your audience. Bye.